Hey, welcome back to Comics Characters Chronology. I'm your host, Rhett. Before we get started, please remember to like, subscribe, comment if you enjoyed this video, so you don't miss any episodes of all the characters we cover here. So let's dive right in with the 7th appearance of Batman from Detective Comics number 33. Alright, our cover date here is November 1939, and you will note Batman has returned to the cover. However, I don't know, it's kind of a disappointing image. It's not nearly as impressive as the image we last saw in Detective Comics number 31. And I feel like Batman misses the car in the image we're seeing here. I assume the car is moving forward, and based on where that shadow is and that back foot, it just feels a lot to me like he ends up either missing the car or lands poorly on the back hood and snaps a leg or something. Either way, it's not... does not look good for our hero in this moment. Alright, and that questionable cover is penciled and inked by Bob Kane and colored by the unknown colorist. And our story, The Batman Wars Against the Dirigible of Doom, is scripted by Bill Finger and Gardner Fox together. Bob Kane doing the pencils, Sheldon Moldoff doing the backgrounds, inks by Bob Kane, colors are unknown, and letters by Sheldon Moldoff. It should be noted Bill Finger, I believe, mostly did the first couple of pages here where we finally get an origin for Batman. Alright, and this story is reprinted in Batman Archives Volume 1, Batman the Golden Age Omnibus Volume 1, Batman the Golden Age, the paperbacks, Volume 1, and DC Universe Infinite. Alright, a red dirigible invades the city, or hovers above the city, and sends out a ray that destroys several buildings. And then, of course, the dirigible, from its incredible speaker system, announces that the city, and in fact the world, must submit to this new group of villains named the Scarlet Horde. Batman's research leads to him visiting a man named Karl Kruger, who he believes is behind the ray, and the man also bears a striking resemblance to one Napoleon Bonaparte, and has a few other, evil geniuses working underneath him. Together they comprise the Scarlet Horde. When Batman confronts Kruger, he is actually manages to be knocked out and is left to burn inside the building as Kruger flees. However, Batman does manage to awaken in time and get himself out before being killed. He tracks one of Kruger's associates to Kruger's hideout and finds the dirigible. However, just before he is able to take it down, he's actually shot by Kruger. And as he lies unconscious, Kruger goes to get another one of these death rays to get rid of Batman. And in fact, when Kruger gets back, at least the figure that looks like Batman is disappeared by this death ray. Of course, it wasn't really Batman. He had swapped places with one of the guards and manages to escape to his Batplane afterwards. Batman saves the city from the red dirigible, as the next time it flies above, he sends his own Batplane into it, blowing it up. He then is parachuting down and manages to intersect with Kruger's escaping plane and manages to hitch a ride along there. As Batman is riding Kruger's wings, Kruger fires a shot at him but misses, and Batman flings a gas pellet into Kruger's cockpit, and the plane goes down and hits the water, with Batman leaping to safety moments before it hits. Kruger's body, we're later told, has been discovered dead along the river. Alright, so before this story, we do actually finally get an origin of Batman. And it's interesting to note that many of the beats we find so familiar are already there. Obviously, his parents, being killed, gunned down in front of him by, an unknown, at least at this point, robber in the streets. Batman swearing a type of vengeance against crime in honor of his parents' memory. We see that as well. We see his sort of hints of his maniacal training to fulfill this oath that he has taken. And then, of course, we see where he gets the bat, that iconic look, from, as he is sitting in his study pondering this very question when a bat comes in through the window. All right, and in our continuing exploration of how deadly the Golden Age Batman was, we're left to ask the question, has he killed 2 more people here? Or is it manslaughter at least? He does, after all, replace in his costume a guard that he had overpowered, and then stays there as the guard while Kruger kills himself. Well, at least the former himself. That's weird. I feel like if he was the guard, he could have perhaps come after Kruger then, or I don't know, he could have beat up the guard and fled. I don't know why he had to unnecessarily leave the guard to die, but that's one case. And then of course he also tosses in the pellet that may well be responsible for Kruger's crashing his plane and ending up dead as well. So I don't know if Batman has killed these people directly, or if it's at least, you know, like a manslaughter type thing, but yeah, Golden Age Batman, a lot more deadly than the Batman we might be familiar with today. All right, and it's in this issue we learn that Batman has a secret lab, and we also see how he performs his research that leads him to Kruger. It appears to have been a lone filing cabinet, and apparently from this filing cabinet, he, I guess, flipped through some clippings and found Kruger, who was a known, you know, lunatic, sort of, who apparently had been working on some sort of death ray. Yeah, so probably a lot more convenient once the Bat computer came along. All right, my favorite image from this issue has to be Batman holding an axe aloft, ready to destroy the entire dirigible with this. Now, it's my assumption that a mere puncture on the side of a dirigible won't take it down. I think that's, well, that would be awfully foolish design, obviously. So I assume this would have taken some time, but it does make for just an odd image for sure. All right, that's it for today. Up next, we're going to look at the 7th appearance of Spider-Man from The Amazing Spider-Man #3. Thanks, and see you then.